Oh man, this story begins like a nightmare. Belly Conklin's summer was supposed to be sunshine and surf with her best friends and crushes, Conrad and Jeremiah Fisher at Cousins Beach. But suddenly, everything she loves has been shattered. Susannah, the boy's mom, who was basically Belly's second mother, died of cancer just before summer. It's been a year since Susannah finally died of her cancer, and Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah are all just barely trying to live without her. Bottom line, the family beach house is up for sale, Conrad is nowhere to be found, and Belly's stuck at home instead of paradise. Talk about a gut punch. Belly is the girl you want rooting for. She's sweet, funny, and absolutely obsessed with summer at the beach house. She's been daydreaming of Cousins Beach forever, and not secretly pining for Conrad since childhood. Last summer, they finally had a thing, until it blew up in her face at Susannah's funeral. Belly is hurt, angry, and still in love, but Conrad got all moody and distant after that freakout. Now, back at home with her best friend Taylor, Belly is trying to pretend it's okay. She even goes to a party where a cute guy named Corey Wheeler is trying to talk to her, but she can't stop comparing Corey to how Conrad used to turn her insides out with one look, one smile. Literally, one look from Conrad would make her heart flip. No one else even comes close. Just when Belly is trying to act normal, Jeremiah Fisher, Conrad's bro, phones in a panic. Conrad's missing. Cue major freakout. Conrad, her forever crush, disappeared without a word. Jeremiah begs Belly to help hunt him down, and she's all in. Without hesitation, Belly lies to her mom and Taylor about her plans, telling them Taylor's heart got broken so she can slip away, grabs Jeremiah's keys, and they hit the road into the night, because of course she goes. Conrad needs her, old feelings and all. Meanwhile, Jeremiah's head is spinning in a different way. This whole time, he's been crazy about Belly, but he's still watching out for his brother. In his POV, it's driving him nuts. He thinks Belly is super hot and hates being angry at her, even as he worries about Conrad. It doesn't matter though, this is a Conrad rescue mission, and Jersey Boy drags Belly along. We also get a flashback here. Susannah's final wish is revealed. She made Belly promise to look after Conrad after she's gone. Poor Belly. No pressure, right? So they drive all night to Conrad's college campus. They find his dorm, but the roommate's clueless. Then Jackpot, one of Conrad's girlfriends, mentions he ran off to surf at the beach house. Aha! It's time for the gang to return to Cousins Beach. Belly practically hyperventilates when they spot Conrad's car in the driveway late at night. She bursts through the door, and there he is. Conrad Fisher, living in the basement. His reaction? A total cold shoulder. Like, why are you here, Belly? The guy who once chased her down the shore is now scowling at her for showing up. Ouch. Belly's heart flutters anyway. She desperately looks for some sign that Conrad still cares, even grabs stuff from his room in denial. Then, aha, she finds an infinity necklace he got for her. So he did care once, maybe still does. Jeremiah returns and confirms what Belly had already guessed. Conrad is at the house. That realization alone nearly sends Belly through the roof. Inside the summer house, it's awkward. Conrad sits there sulking in the corner and pretending he's annoyed to see them. Did we mention this is the house of their childhood memories? And it's all for sale? Emotions run high, but at first everyone's quiet. They share a late-night sandwich and some beers, underage, on the porch to break the ice. Conrad watches Belly from a distance like he always did, saying nothing, just staring. It's telling, he's still thinking about her, even if he won't admit it. Belly calls Taylor to spill the wild news. We're literally at the house right now. Bye. Then goes for a moonlight swim to clear her head. Of course, Conrad is on deck, watching again in silence. His gaze is intense. She's totally him still under there. Then comes the bombshell. Belly's big brother, Steven, blows her cover, and Belly learns the truth. The Fisher's summer house is up for sale. That for sale sign outside the house is like a punch to the gut. No wonder Conrad ran back. He wasn't running from life. He was desperately trying to save this house. Exactly then, Mr. Fisher himself walks in with papers. Susannah's widower is ready to sell the place. Chaos! Jeremiah flips. He finally hears the secret. Conrad and Belly's mom just tried to hide the house crisis from him. Jer feels completely betrayed and storms out screaming at them. Seriously, guys yelling at full volume, pounding on walls, telling Conrad off for keeping Jer out of the loop. Feel the sibling rage. That leaves just Belly and Conrad alone in the kitchen, tension so thick you could spread it on toast. Conrad basically shrugs. "Just leave it be," he says, and stomps outside to avoid talking. Belly's crushed. What else was he going to do? Meanwhile, Jeremiah is walking around outside the house, lashing out, but he's terrified to really run away from this. He comes to his senses, marches back inside, and guess what? They're throwing a party like old times, literal surprises all around. By morning, it's like nothing happened. They crack open beers, blast old home videos of Susannah and the kids as a silly toast to memory, and take shots. Later, in a classic move, Jer asks Belly truth or dare and dares her to kiss him. It's supposed to be joking, but Belly giggles and pecks him on the cheek. The instant she pulls away, guess who walks in? Conrad is at the door, sees the whole thing, and yeah, you can feel everyone's heart stop. Cue the second awkward silence of the night. This whole group needs to chill. So guess what? Jeremiah, ever the brave one, declares one more midnight swim. Belly, now tipsy, says, "Come on, I'm fine," and charges toward the ocean despite Conrad's "she's too drunk" warnings. Belly blazes a trail through the surf. Conrad leaps in after her like a guardian, picks her up and throws her over his shoulder. Whoa, and carries her back to shore. In that moment, when he's drenched and close to her, Belly feels that old spark fly again. Too bad Conrad's a broken record of composure. He just shrugs and walks off, leaving Belly feeling really stupid for thinking maybe again. Heart goals broken, so she flops on the bed and passes out, leaving Conrad to sip soda alone. Enter morning drama. Belly wakes up to her mom, Laurel, standing there. Yup, overdrunk Belly had called home in her sleep and spilled everything. Laurel is furious that Belly lied all night, but then she snaps out of it because she gets why they're fighting. As Susannah's best friend, she knows exactly what to do. Over pancakes, Laurel sweet talks Mr. Fisher like nobody's business. With a heavy dose of friendship feels and Conrad's desperate promise to ace his finals, Laurel convinces him to not sell the house. Boom. They keep Cousins Beach. Susannah would totally approve of that. Finally, some good news. Now that the house is saved, all that's left is one more tiny challenge: Conrad's college finals. Belly turns nerd for a second and hosts a late-night study session. She brews coffee, orders McDonald's, prizes for hard work, and even helps Conrad quiz for his last exam. After a midnight cramming fest, everyone collapses. The next day, they pile into the car for the big drive. It's pouring outside, of course. Belly hops out at a gas station to grab her favorite drink, a giant cherry and Coke slushie she invented. Jeremiah knows her order by heart. Conrad pipes up with a classic awkward tease. "I thought cocoa was your specialty." Belly and I both choke on our slush. Seriously, Conrad, salt. They finally reach the university. Conrad hops out for his final exam, leaving Belly and Jer alone in the wet parking lot. Belly turns to Jeremiah, breaks the silence. "Did Conrad ever talk about me?" And then, out of nowhere, Jeremiah just kisses her. Full-on, desperate smooch. It's bold, a little messy, and totally unexpected. Belly's head spins, her mouth drops. For like 2 seconds, everything stops. Then, from the car door, Conrad comes out for fresh air and spots it. He stands there, frozen, watching his brother and Belly lock lips. Cue third explosion of tension. Jeremiah flips. He yells, "What the heck, Belly?" for running back to Conrad's car after the kiss. Well, duh, kid. He knew she still loved Conrad when he initiated that kiss. But Jer's hurt and embarrassed too. They're squabbling under a thunderstorm, drenched and alone. Even I'm panicking a little reading this. He could have left at any second. Then things go full rom-com on us. The rain gets too heavy, so they check into a motel to wait it out. Jeremiah passes out. Belly and Conrad end up on one tiny bed. Now this is the turning point. Conrad sheepishly confesses, "Belly, I didn't mean it when I said I never wanted you." Boom. It hits Belly like another tidal wave. Conrad is basically admitting he's still into her, after all her silent pining and after Jer's smack. Belly's mind spins. Are these just empty promises? Does any of it matter now that she already kissed Jer? Early next morning, Conrad says a friend will pick him up and tells Jeremiah to drive Belly home. It's them in the car on the drive back. Belly takes a deep breath and finally, loudly, makes the hardest call of her life. She's done torturing herself over Conrad. She's going to evict him from her heart once and for all. Thinking of Susannah's gentle wisdom, Belly realizes Jeremiah's kindness was there all along. So she takes Jer's hand. They drive off into the sunrise hand in hand, and Belly feels peaceful, right, even, for the first time all summer. And there it is. Summer saved, hearts broken and mended, and all the secrets spilled. Belly ends up back at Cousins Beach with Jeremiah, her friend, her confidant, her new romantic partner, and it feels like the most right thing she'd done in a long time. Spoilers out. No more Conrad, for now, and Belly survived this emotional roller coaster. So, Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah? How did your jaw not hit the floor at these twists? Drop a comment with your favorite freak-out moment. If you enjoyed this crazy late-night story time, hit that like button and subscribe for more twists. Because honestly, our book recaps just aren't summer or any chapter of life without you. See you next 2 a.m.